Blue Apron, Take Back Dinner. I'm Felicia Michaels.
And I'm Jessica Wellington.
And if you're just joining us for the first time, what we do here at the Liars Club is we have two of our comedy pals come on. We ask them to tell two stories. One is a truth, one is a lie. We try to figure out with our people that are playing along live on the stream which person is telling the lie. Right, Jessica?
Yep, damn Skippy.
There you go. We would also like you to know that this episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. Hey, after the holidays, you're going to be sick of cooking. You're going to be sick of going to the grocery store. Do yourself a big favor. Go to Blue Apron, a food delivery service. And if you like what you see when you check out, hopefully you'll buy something. Put liars in the code box and you'll get 30% off. Right, Jessica?
Yeah, that's code liars. Put it in the promotion box.
That was almost
Take
a
back
full
dinner.
word. That was almost a word. That was awesome. Yeah. And you know what you did? You pulled it. It was like in the Olympics when guys lifting and and you're like, he's gonna drop it. Oh my God, he got it up. It was awesome. It was awesome.
There you go. Will you please introduce our guest?
And I snorted. Great. All right.
It's a disease. It's contagious.
All right. This gentleman to my left, who he is, I love him so much. He's so funny. He is a producer for Live Nation. He goes out a lot with Theo and helps him out. He also has a Comedy Store podcast. You may have seen it. It's the Store Horsemen, which he's wearing the T-shirt. This is Mr. Chris Burns.
Swagging it up. Hello, everybody.
Wow. I like that little horse sound. Awesome. You guys just had a live show in the main room. How was that live show?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The first ever official pro wrestling event here at the Comedy Store. We built a ring in the main room and had some people fight. It was unbelievable.
Well, pro wrestling event that didn't involve fingers and cocaine.
No, you don't know what was happening backstage.
I know someone shaved Eddie Firth's beard, right?
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
We had a hair versus beard match
Uh-huh.
that we had set up on the podcast. We pretended like we didn't like each other. Oops, I broke the fourth wall. I'm sorry. But my team ended up winning, and so in the middle of the ring, I shaved his beard and then turned into a bad guy.
Oh, I
It was
love
beautiful.
it.
I think
love
they
it.
know it's not real.
How? What do you mean?
Of course it's real, Jessica.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
All
Sorry.
wrestling's
Real. People are fake.
That's right.
You might not be wrong there. I'm so excited to bring up this next guest. We are so lucky to have him. He's had 7 90-minute albums. He's had 8 specials. He's an amazing storyteller. I'm so excited to hear. This is Mr. Christopher Titus.
Yay.
Yay, I shaved myself before I came here. I did it all over.
You know, whenever I think about Christopher Titus, I think about many years ago when we were doing the San Francisco comedy competition.
The PTSD we still exists from those
Yes,
competitions.
yes. And,
Nothing worse than putting a bunch of comedians. All right, you guys, it's bad enough. Like, we do that automatically.
Yeah.
Put us in. There's
Against
20 of
each
you.
other?
By the way, your careers are going to be fucking over unless you win tonight.
Yes.
And by the way, who's deciding? The cook and a fucking weatherman.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
who's going to decide how good you are. Yeah, but
I
thanks.
did a competition, and they had like a funeral director.
That seems kind of fair, though. That seems kind of fair.
If you're gonna kill in front of anyone,
Exactly. Yeah. I'll decide who kills.
But I do remember we both lost a round, and we were both at the airport trying to get out of town, and you were in front of me in line, and this is back in the day before everything was on the computer, and you said to the person, I need to get out of town, there's been a death. And the woman's like, oh my God, there's been a death. Let me talk to my supervisor.
Yep.
And then you turned to us, and you're like, yeah, me last night on stage.
Yep, because I found out early on when you're booking flights, really, and you're just barely paying for them to get to the next gig to make enough money to eat that week and then get to the next gig. So if I had to get out of town early, I would go in and say, my grandma died like 84 times. I would get flights changed left and right. And so when I saw you guys behind me, I'm like, well, how did I dig out of this? You guys were like, you scumbag, your foot's in.
I know, we were all
You're
in
just
awe.
like, nobody
Yeah,
died. No, it was
and
me.
you fucked it up for all of us trying to get out of town like that. But it was awesome.
I mean, everybody in this line's parents died?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's odd. But you have a new special coming out, right?
I'm working on one now. The Amerigeddon's out right now on Amazon, and the movie I wrote and directed called Special Unit that Peter Farrelly actually gave me script notes on. Fucker made me rewrite
With
65
handicapped
pages.
detectives?
Yeah, that one's out.
Very
And then
nice.
I'm doing the new show, Stories I Shouldn't Tell, which is the darkest shit I've ever done. Stuff that
Really?
my wife's a comic too, and she actually kind of busted me one day. She was like, you know what? You keep talking about you can make anything funny, as dark as your life is. These 5 things you've never talked about. I go, I can't talk about those. They still upset me. And she goes, talk about it. So I solved suicide in this one because of my sister and my mom. I talk about being kidnapped. I talk about hitchhiking across when I
Did
was
you get
11.
kidnapped by Joey Diaz?
No,
Nice.
God no. God no. I'd still be in therapy.
Right.
But yeah, so this one's really good. It's doing really well. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. Anything else you would like to chat up, Jessica, before we hop into the game? Because this is a podcast and a game, I would like to welcome everyone that's playing along live. I would also like to say, as you notice, Austin Walker, our usual on-air producer to my right, is on vacation. And we have Michael Evans, our other on-air producer, who's usually in the booth. Thank you for joining us here on camera. And a shout out to Mike Schmidt.
Big Mike.
Who is the king down here in the hole of the basement of the Comedy Store, and he's actually switching cameras for us right now, unless he ran upstairs to get a cigarette.
No, I see his head.
Okay,
I see
awesome,
the king of the hole
yes.
there.
Thank you very
There he
much
is, he's there.
for doing that tonight, Mike. So let's get started, right?
Let's dig in.
All right. I think Christopher should go first.
Tell us
Titus?
Titus.
Titus.
Yeah,
Titus.
it's a double Chris Bill.
all right.
I know.
So I had to plan 2 stories, so I'm going to tell the story.
And how we're going to do it is you're going to tell a story, and then
Yep.
Chris is going to tell a story,
Right.
then Titus is going to tell a story,
All
and then
right.
Chris is going to story, and then we're going to vote at the end.
Cool. This is the story about why I don't do drugs ever. When I started, the time
But
we
you've
were talking
done
about-
them.
Yeah, did for a while. The drinking, I stopped drinking and then I went back to drinking. Drinking's fine. Drugs, though, because of this incident. I lived in Page and Divisadero in San Francisco, and I had 2 roommates. I had Julianne and this guy named Rob. Julianne was from England, and she was a bitch. She was the worst roommate I ever had.
Was she hot, though?
No, she was about 420 pounds, and she wore hair a pie, and she talked like this all the time, and she would eat everything I put in the refrigerator. She was horrible. And then I'd go on the road to do comedy, and one day a shitty stereo I had, it was just fucked up, and I'm like, what happened? Well, we had a party, so we used your stereo. All right. No, it's fucking not all right.
No, the tape deck's
So she was
fucked up
horrible.
now.
So I came home from literally the comedy competition. It was the year Sinbad won. I had gone to watch it because I didn't make it.
Uh-huh.
Because I tanked it. And I came home, and they were having a party in the house. I had a drink, because I still drank at that time. I had a drink, and whatever they put in it, she thought it was really funny. I woke up the next day wrapped in a carpet up against the wall by the stairs, naked. Now,
You're saying you got drugged.
whatever happened to me, whether they
Did
thought
you
it
have
was
carpet burn?
whether she thought it was funny. No, that's by the way. There was no abrasions. I will say there was no abrasions or red marks, so that was good. And I wasn't sore anywhere. So Rob, my other roommate,
That makes it even more confusing.
exactly. And I'm not hurt. Wait, no one wanted to do anything? God damn, my self-esteem is
Back
ruined.
in the day, no one wanted to touch
So
you.
here's what
What?
happened. So here's how I woke up. I wake up to Rob, my other roommate, on the other room, shaking like he's trying to pick me up, like the whole carpet. And I go, what are you doing, man? And he drops me. He just drops me, and I go, ow, what the fuck you doing? And he's like, dude, are you okay?
How much did you weigh at that time?
I was always that kind of thin. I was not what I weigh now. I was about 180.
And how much did he
was trying
weigh?
to drag me. He was trying
He
to
was
lift me.
dragging
Oh,
you.
he was picking me the front of me up.
Was
like
it a
on my head.
huge carpet, like 5 by 7 or 8
my
by
feet
10?
my feet were sticking out.
5
my
by
feet
7
my feet were
maybe,
sticking
yeah.
out, but my head was covered like to here.
Uh-huh.
And so I go, what are you doing? And he comes and he's like, dude, are you okay? And I go, yeah. And I realize I'm wrapped up in the soft side of a carpet. And he's
Uh-huh.
got me, and I'm like,
Oriental rug?
just whatever. We had a fucking carpet in the hallway, and they wrapped
She
me
just
up in
wanted
it.
to
Just
say
wanted to
It
say
Oriental.
was,
Yeah.
Racism.
Is this another advertiser of some sort? And I go, what are we doing? And he goes, well, get out, man. And I roll out, and I'm naked. And I'm, what the fuck is going on? And my hair is like clean. And I go, what? So what happened was whatever I drank, didn't make it to my room. They thought I was dead. Whatever they had me on. What was the time?
No, they were gonna dispose of you?
Whatever they fucking thought I was on. They couldn't find a pulse, so they bathed me. They washed my hair, and they rolled me up on a carpet and left me in the house. Now, I'm not sure why they left me in the
That's
house.
love, Christopher.
No, this-
love.
That's right.
But I mean, what was the plan? We lived on the second floor, walking. I mean, what was the plan? And what was he doing, moving me? So I go, what happened? He goes, oh, dude, you passed out, and we just, we didn't want you to choke or anything, so we took your clothes off and washed you up. I'm like, what? And then wrapped me up in a carpet? Like, what does that make? So so basically after that, I moved out about a month later because I just figured they were. I think Julianne, who was a psychopath anyway, thought I was dead, and they had decided to do what they were going to do with me.
So she was all powerful, this 400-pound woman
was
that she could say to others, wrap him up in a fucking rug.
I don't know if she was powerful enough to do it by herself, is what I would say.
Was she a strong chick,
I don't
or
know.
was
She's
she?
a big girl. I don't know
Yeah.
if it was Dunn or her Rob, but Rob was in on it because he's the one who came and got me. They knew about it. He wasn't like, dude, why is there a carpet? He lifted me up. So they were going to move me. So that's what there you go.
I don't know.
That's why I don't do drugs.
I seem like I like Julianne. I mean, sounds like a real solid chick to me.
And they never told
you're
you.
nice. She's not nice. She was
They
not
never
nice.
told you why they rolled you up in the carpet.
No, the story stayed the same. The story stayed the same.
Why would they bathe you though if they were
Yeah,
going to
that's
throw
weird.
you out?
Maybe-
Evidence? That's what I kept thinking. Like, what?
Maybe out of respect.
Like,
you know?
Yeah.
exactly.
We don't want
Gotta
you
clean
dirty.
The dead up. We got to clean the dead up before we wrap you in it. Maybe they're going to wrap me in a sheet. I don't know. I don't know why. And he kept saying the same thing, and that's when I moved out. Because I figured if you guys, what if it happens again? Like, what if I get and so I don't drink anything. You'll never see me pick up a drink anywhere. That if something leaves my side, I'll stop drinking it because of this moment. And that's why.
Was there anybody? Was it like more people in the house, or is it just?
There was at the party. So I guess what happened is I must have passed out. They just pushed me aside, and after everybody left, they did what they did.
Maybe you threw up on yourself. That's why they showered you.
No
and
one ever said
lovingly
that,
washed
though.
your hair.
But no one ever said that, because that's a way better excuse than we wanted to clean you up so you didn't choke and take your clothes off so you didn't choke.
But even if you do that, you stick them in the shower and you rinse them off. You don't wash their hair like.
Right.
You don't do herbal
No,
essence.
they were getting rid of evidence. Exactly. By the way, my locks were silky. There's no was it evident? Like, how much TV do you watch that you?
Did you recognize the rug? Was it the living
It was
room rug?
no. We had so it was a flat in San Francisco. You had lived there, right? So there was
I haven't
two
lived there, but
there was two.
fucked many guys in those apartments.
There you go. So you know what I'm talking about, those flats.
Maybe he did too that night. We don't know what the hell.
So you had rug burn.
You're not sore if you're
I
willing.
did,
it doesn't get sore if you're
exactly.
willing.
Or,
Can't burst in an open door.
it was in the cliffs of Noe Valley. It's possible. It all could have happened.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do drugs.
Wow. I
And
wonder
that's
what
why,
kind
and
of
that's
drugs
why
were
people
in that.
Sarah Silverman said to me, I showed up to do a set, and she goes, "Wow, you really exist," because I don't do showcase sets. I don't trust a lot of people. I got enough friends. We're good.
Yeah. Well, that's a first good story. I like that. What
Yeah,
do you
that's
think,
good.
Jessica? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just confused. That's a lot of bathing to wrap up in a rug.
Yeah, I'm not a little guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a little guy.
Yeah, you're.
To be
How
able to-
tall are you?
But Rob was in it. I'm 6'2", but Rob was in on it too. So
How tall was Rob?
He's taller than me. He was like 6'4.5". He was a musician.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he had strong arms.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. All
Whatever that
right.
means.
I don't know what that means exactly.
Me neither.
What instrument
Maybe he was
is
a
that?
tuba player and
There you go.
had to
That's-
hold.
Yes, he was in a marching band.
That's what
trying
I was
to-
thinking.
Trying to make it in San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly.
No, it's
it.
because
Yeah.
all the fat bottom girls. You know what I mean?
There you go.
All right. Do we
Core.
have any comments online as of yet? Michael, you might want to keep your eye on that. And I know it's so good when you have a good story. That's first grade story.
I was all the way into that story.
That
We
was
do
a
have
first
comment
grade
that
story.
I've never. He never drank with his buddy Chang Gills in San Fran. You never did any drinking with Chang Gills? Do you know
Who
what
said
Chang
that?
Gills?
Shane Gill.
There's Shane Gillis, but this says Chang Gills.
Oh, who said it?
Dante Nunez.
Well, first
Sorry,
of all,
it's a name I've never seen.
The only
Yeah,
name-
welcome to the
the
show,
only
Dante.
name-
the only name I know less than Chang Gills is Dante's.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good first story. Let's move on to your first story.
You know, it's weird. We're both named Chris. Both of our stories involve bathing and nudity and questionable
Wait a minute,
activities.
were you at the party?
I don't listen. Okay, so I mean, this didn't happen in San Francisco. This happened in downtown Los Angeles, and this is the story of why I don't go to Korean spas anymore.
Don't ruin that for me.
I mean,
I've never been.
well,
Really?
you may want to after this story. Who
Okay.
knows? So, I mean, I used to freak with them pretty regularly because I had a side thought is always if I ever get homeless, I think that I would just live in a Korean spa. It's like $20 and it's opened all day. You can bathe, you can take a nap. There's food. It's a whole situation. You know what I mean? There's services.
Food?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You never been to Spa Palace down in
No.
K-Town? It's amazing. And there's a
That's probably not safe. You eat an egg roll, then you go down the pool, then get slippery. The grease on the,
I mean, well, it's not in the same It's not on the same floor.
Is it both sexes or is it just for men?
It's double sex.
Okay.
Well, like, and you know the single.
Double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like your night in San Francisco.
I've seen that sign, but have not gone to that spot.
That's the third
sex.
floor, the double sex floor. But the single sex area, you know, that's where a lot of the hot tubs and like steam rooms and showers are, and everyone. You know, I guess it's an unspoken rule that I don't know, but everyone has to be naked on those areas.
Right.
I never really had the guts to do it. I mean, I'm not like a squeamish guy, but just, you know, old balls aren't really my thing.
I'm not going to say that I was looking into your Instagram today or anything, but I mean,
shouldn't have brought up balls in front of Jessica is all I'm saying.
Right.
IG
about balls today?
By the way, I'm not into old balls. He was specific about his balls.
No.
Balls,
Gotta
fine.
be young balls.
Yeah, there you go. I just want to make sure we were clear.
Smooth as eggs.
But I saw some pictures of you with your shirt off.
Okay, yeah.
And
What does that have to do with
Yeah.
Korean balls?
I wouldn't be embarrassed to be naked if I were him.
No. I'm not embarrassed. It's just like I don't really want to see it. And then, you know, you got to walk out wet without a towel. It's a whole thing. You know, I'm just not comfortable that
He's
way.
headliner naked. He's
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see
Exactly.
the features in the openers. He's
He
headliner
gets
naked.
it. Titus gets it. Anyway, so I used to go out after work a lot, you know, so it would be relatively late. I would go downtown, try to relax a little bit. I'm tired all the time. After 28, it's just like I've been exhausted. So
Shut the
on this,
fuck
I'm sorry. So on this particular
right.
evening,
I almost hit him. I actually almost hit him.
I saw you ball up your fist.
I did not. You know, I'm wise too.
Yeah.
I'm old and wise. That's why I let it go.
So, anyways, one such evening, you know, I'm relaxing. It's eerie by the amount of people that aren't around. Usually, it's pretty packed. But I guess it was one of those weird days, like a Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. But anyway, so I'm in the pool area. It's like about to close. Maybe there's like 30 minutes of pool time left. The pool's not open all night, but the spa is. And so this is the night where I'm like, you know what? No one's really around. I'll go ahead and shower. Fuck it. I got some privacy. I'm not going to be walked in on by anybody. I'm not going to see any old balls, as we know how I feel about old balls.
What happened as a child?
Yeah. I don't know.
This old ball thing has come up 3
I know
times
we
now.
had to shower all together naked in the Air Force.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Like it
used
was a
to-
Starship Trooper type situation? All genders?
No. It's just women.
Uh-huh.
But we had to do that, and then we do drug tests. They'd have to watch us.
Yeah.
I have to say, I go to the Korean spa quite a bit for the women, and you see
Nice.
old women.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool because
I
a
do
lot
too,
of
yeah.
old women have really beautiful bodies. Like you think, oh, this old woman's gonna look, and then you're like, fuck, man, this old woman looks better than me.
Well, see, that's what I mean. I can't really enjoy it on that level. I can't be like, oh, dude, you're fucking that ass is holding up for a 60-year-old Asian man.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same dynamic.
Look at the piece
Nice
on this
balls.
guy.
Yeah.
Look at that chest. Bounce quarters off that thing. Come here. Let me see that. Not the same thing, but
I like you make this masseuse uncomfortable. That's great. You get too many compliments.
that's
to the
my second
masseuse.
story. So I'm taking the shower. You know, I'm bathing myself. I'm taking extra attention because I like to be clean. I like to, you know, cleanliness close to godliness, as we know.
I wish Austin was here.
He's not.
So you travel like
He lives at a church.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sorry.
Like you have like a taint squeezy. You make sure you get
Yes.
it all. Okay. I guess
Yes.
make sure
I got a whole technique for that.
I got it, man.
Yeah.
That's
To
what
dry
you
it
can-
too.
You can get them. They make them in Japan.
The taint is the wettest part of your body.
Yeah.
Have you know it? Like a good 40 minutes after you've showered, it's always wet.
Yeah.
That's why you need a taint squeegee.
Exactly. See, we're vibing. You understand? Anyways, so after the taint was washed, again, there's no towels in the actual shower. You have to step outside to grab it. And as I'm stepping out, I hear repeatedly someone being told to shut up. Like it's like there's like rustling, and it's like, shut up, Russell, shut up. And I'm like, what in God's name could be happening? So I come around a little corridor by the lockers and where my locker is, and I see a gentleman, you know, very free, not wearing any clothes.
What kind of balls?
These were middle-aged balls.
Okay,
not
all
old,
right,
not young, like right
You were
dead center
indifferent. You
balls.
were indifferent.
Yeah, I was
to these
indifferent
balls.
to the balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the color of his eyes?
No clue.
No clue. Yeah, because I only saw the back of his head.
Up here, my friend.
Yeah.
Quit looking at my balls.
My eyes are up here, sir.
Wait, did you have a towel at this point? Or did you grab the towel?
No,
yet?
I'm
You-
still
You
naked.
just walked around the corner. To
Yeah,
that.
because I'm just like, what is this noise? Like, what could be happening? Because I'm nosy, you know what I mean? I'm not like white people nosy though. Like I want a safe distance. I don't walk into the
Yeah, it
danger.
seems strange though that
kinda
you're
racist.
so insecure, but yet you would go naked to check out the trouble.
Well, it's like my locker's there. I got to get my clothes. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear "shut up" by whatever's
I
happening
believe
by
you
my
on that
shit.
part.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe you on
But
that
you're
part.
naked. He's naked. It's like a ball gunslinger standoff.
But it
at
was
this
like
point.
He should already have a towel.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It was like a
That's
whole.
true.
It was like a cartoon situation where I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, creepily walking on my tiptoes, sort of like what is happening. And anyway, so I see
All right,
what the
get to it,
ruckus
get to it.
is.
What happened?
I think you know where I'm headed here, Jess.
Not
you're
really.
turning all
No.
red and excited. This guy is just stroking like hard, like the whole
Who
the
was he telling
pelvic.
to shut up?
Well, that's what I'm getting to because I thought
His right
he looked like he was
hand.
alone at first. It looked like he was completely alone because the way his
Oh.
pelvis was moving, like it didn't look like real sex. It looked like he was like showing off for somebody or something like that.
He was.
Yeah, well, yeah. and
and berating them at the same time.
totally. And then I'm just like, what the fuck is? What am I seeing? Like, am I seeing someone like insane? You know, it's downtown L.A. It could be any number of people. It could be a homeless person who paid the $20, who knew my idea before me. But he is stroking right into that corner, and I'm like, is this? And then he backs up, and I just see the most luscious hard-on I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And I see the human being that he was roughing up against the corner of this locker and then telling him to shut up every time that he would make noise. So then I fucking freak and head back to the shower.
Wait, you didn't tiptoe back like you tiptoed in? Remember
No.
you
This is not a
You said- like
this is not a hesitation situation.
All right, just wanted to
And I didn't mean to rhyme
Did
there,
you
but
storm off?
That's not a hesitation situation. Walking through the
Tiptoed
halls,
in,
not looking at
stormed
old
off.
balls.
So, I go back to the shower and I wait there for an ungodly amount of time and just hoping the coast is clear before I can return to my stuff. It at least a good another 45 minutes went by before I finally got out of that thing.
45 minutes.
And
I had to
then-
make up
Come
activities.
on.
And then Representative
45.
Jim Jordan walked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, you hang out here at the Comedy Store way too much for you to be so uptight about a little sex.
I mean, but this was before my Comedy Store days.
And that's why I don't hang out at the Comedy Store.
Right. Totally. Like, there's been a lot of crazy shit that's happened here. And, a lot of gnarly sex stuff that's happened out in the back. And I remember Dave Chappelle commenting, dude, we used to just fucking fight back there. What the hell are you guys doing now? But yeah, it was part of my awakening. You're right. Being here at the store, things have evolved. I'm fine now.
How old were you?
At the time, I was 24 years old.
And you had Korean spa money?
I was working at Disney at the time.
Oh.
Okay.
The Walt Disney Company, not Disneyland. I was that guy.
You were a
All
cast
right.
member, is what you're saying.
Well, they call everyone cast members.
Really? Even if you
yeah,
work
yeah.
inside the building? That's weird.
And then they don't call
That
it
is
work.
weird.
They call it the show. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's a crazy story. I have many questions. So it was guy on guy sex. Not that I give a shit. Like, I have no judgment, but I'm
Yeah, it
just
was the
trying to
first my
understand.
first live gay sex.
Okay.
First.
And
Again,
Save
I've-
that clip for later.
Yeah. Again, I've worked
Save
here at
that.
the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
It's my
Yeah, it's
first
not
guy on guy. Yeah,
so
well versed.
Like I've been to the Korean spa many times, and you don't really, even though you're looking for a towel, it's warm in there, it's humid, it's not like you're freezing, it's
Right.
not all like that. And was there anybody else in that area?
No.
Just you.
It was frighteningly empty.
Okay, and where did you have a key to your locker? Did you have a
It was one of
locker?
those wrist things.
All right, yeah.
Nice.
All right.
If he's lying, that was good.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
That was really good.
And did you was it one of those ones where you bring your own slippers, or they had slippers
No,
for
no,
you?
no, no. They give you like the little, because the co-ed areas you have to have the uniform.
Right.
So they give you the uniform and the slippers. The slippers are kind of optional. A lot of people walk around barefoot.
And how much of the whole act did you see? Did you see the other person?
I saw the other person like clearly once dude backed up a little. I guess he was like, I don't know, he's taking a break or something like that.
But
Little breather, yeah.
Yes. You
But-
know, we've all done that. We've all been there.
Was it like bareback sex, or was it like a BJ? I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to
no, no, no,
understand
no.
the
Was
story.
there-
If he
Just
was
trying to
fucking this
understand
guy's
the story.
face, that dude's dead.
Right.
I mean, he was
No.
Look like
strong.
Look like
Yeah.
JFK in
yeah,
Dallas.
Yeah. And there's only one shooter in this case.
Very nice. Wow. Okay. We did a 6-decade joke, man.
And
That was awesome. Good job,
so
my friend.
you saw his whole penis,
Yes.
and how big do you think it was?
I mean, it was.
He said it was glorious. What did he say? It was luscious.
No, luscious.
Luscious.
Wow.
Luscious.
that
It was
could
like
mean
like
anything.
impressive, you know what I mean? Like I'm a Negro, you know, and
Got it.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not exactly, you know, working with a little monster, and I was impressed.
Were you startled? Were you like, what the?
Well,
Or
because
did you
again, I
make
thought.
noise, or were you like?
Well, I started to make noise, but then I didn't want to be noticed, obviously. So it was just jarring. It's like I thought I was witnessing someone having some sort of psychotic episode.
You know, this is just not the Chris that I know. You know, he's sitting here like, oh, it was just jarring. Like,
Is this not what he's like? This is
No.
my first interaction with him.
Jess, let me tell you about these dicks I saw earlier. When does that ever happen?
no, but I just can't see you being that sensitive.
I was
like
a
you
young
just say,
pup in the
"Oops,"
game.
turn around and go away.
Even now, though, even as an old man, you walk in on a dude in a locker,
Yeah.
banging another
Getting
dude,
cracked
yeah,
open,
yeah,
cleaned
we're not,
out right
I'm not
there.
like, excuse me, guys, can I get my deodorant?
Hey, can you?
I'm not. Yeah.
Why
I
wouldn't you,
also,
though? Why
I also
wouldn't
Two
you
might
be
steps
be
to
that
the right,
person?
guys. I need to get.
I think I would be
respect what you're
tiptoeing.
doing.
Also, I feel like,
Right.
especially was it? He was in Shut Up. He was saying Shut Up.
He kept telling me to shut up,
Okay,
like every
that's
time
another-
he would say
So
anything.
it's violence and sex, and you know you don't.
Well,
you
no, they
walk
just
in-
didn't want to get caught. Is what I.
Yo,
assume.
guys, keep it down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
How about you shut up, huh?
Let me ask you this: so when he was saying "shut up" to the other guy, how loud was the other guy? Because you don't. Did you hear the
I
other
just
guy?
kept hearing like rustling. I didn't even hear the other guy. I
Uh-huh.
just kept hearing like stuff move around.
So he was doing a pretty good job with the size
shut
of that
up,
thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
he was.
Do you
yeah.
think they
Give
were
him a break.
strangers?
I don't
Strangers
know.
in the night.
I think it's rude to put something that large
Sounds
inside of someone you don't
too
know.
Big,
Yeah.
Too big to be spontaneous.
Yeah,
Way
yeah.
too big for
Yeah.
spontaneous.
Yeah, it wasn't his first time. Well, no.
Yeah.
You also don't want to tell someone to shut up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can
First
fuck
time.
him in
Manners.
fuck him in the ass, but
Manners,
don't be rude.
right?
So Mike Schmidt, are you still there, Mike Schmidt?
Yeah, am I
Are you
allowed
done masturbating, Mike?
Yes. Okay,
Between Titus naked in a rug and
Okay.
this story,
hold
All
on.
right, but please.
Have I masturbated? Yes.
All right.
Am I done masturbating? No.
Okay. Right.
All right. All
I
right.
have some questions.
Please.
All right.
Shoot.
Are you on camera, by the way?
Nope, but I can make myself. Do
Yeah.
I have to be on
Yeah,
camera?
put yourself on camera
All
and turn your
right.
sound down just
Okay.
a tick.
Yeah, you're loud.
You're very
No,
loud.
I want to be louder than
Yeah.
everybody else.
'Cause
Telling me what to
you're
do.
screaming, oh, I want to
Okay.
masturbate.
Oh, shut up.
Well,
Shut up, Mike.
okay. Okay. Chris Burns, how long have you lived in the area of West Hollywood?
I moved here in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what year was this, though?
This was 2007.
Okay.
Michael?
Yeah. So you should be used to seeing guys fucking each other by now. Where
Now,
it's
yeah.
not even a story. You know?
Dude,
I love
That-
now.
like-
I'd be at Hamburger Mary's. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Like I feel
Fuck it.
like
Tales
like
of
you
the big
told
city.
me.
Now.
I feel like you told me you had a normal Thursday in West Hollywood, and they're doubting you. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's why I'm not a member at any of these gyms.
Yeah. I was living in Culver
I just
City
can't
at the
keep
time.
up. They're faster than me.
I agree.
Oh, you were
Um,
living in Culver City at the time?
At the time, yeah.
Yeah, and you drove all the way downtown to go to a Korean spa?
Well, because I worked in Glendale That's
Okay.
where the Disney Consumer Products office is.
Okay. All right.
And all the best spas. are in
I
downtown.
don't doubt that he frequented
Right,
this
but
Korean
also
spa.
you're upset that you saw somebody engaging in
It
sexual
wasn't about
activity
upset. It was
at a
surprise.
spa
And
I
in
think
Los
it catch me off guard
Angeles.
now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
Let's
walk
start
in.
fucking in the corner
Yeah,
right now.
he's
Let's
like-
see how
yeah,
Jessica.
he's really-
well,
he's
well, not
really
Jessica.
gluing
There's
me
someone
down.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Would you
that's
guys please? Would you guys please? No, okay.
that's just the beginning of the movie Red Dawn.
That's true.
If anything, I'm more offended by the shut up. Like,
I know.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
That's
Guys,
where
listen.
Yeah.
I kind of lean to this might be a true story
Yeah.
because that's such a weird.
That's a weird
little
detail, yeah.
Detail.
Right,
That's
right.
a
Now, you know the
little
weird
Right.
detail that gets me is that him not wanting to be naked around other people. Like, I just don't get that, especially
No,
a
no,
young.
no. He wants to be naked around other people. He doesn't like other people naked around him.
Yeah, man.
We get clear about it. Remember, he's
Really?
fine.
headliner naked.
When I was
Oh
around,
yeah, clothed
We-
male, nude female. It's a fetish
It
on
is
the
the thing.
internet. I've read about it. It's pretty neat.
Okay.
because
And
they're
now-
all dressed.
Pretty neat fetishes.
All the
Right.
cool people.
We
are
better
doing
move
it.
along.
Mike Schmidt, as that you are a boss, I feel very bad to say turn the camera off now. Okay.
I didn't even want to be on.
No, I'm totally teasing you. All right, let's move on to Christopher's second story.
Can I tell a high school story?
You can tell any
Whatever
story
you
you would
want.
like.
All right, this story happened in Thanksgiving weekend. In my senior year, we hung out with these. I hung out with this group of dudes, and we used to eat and run at Denny's. We did it all the time until what happened was like 40 guys started doing it. We started talking about it at school. Everybody started showing up. So on this one trip, we got our core group. We decided to go up to this guy named Tim's father's cabin. He had this like single wide motorhome up on this lake, and we went up there and we took, I don't know, like 8 cases of beer, and then we had a bag of chicken bologna, that one package of chicken bologna. We went up there, and we was drinking. We were drinking. This is in high school, and I used to drink really hard. And we ran out of food like in 5 minutes in. So they said, Titus, because I was this guy, go break into the trailers by this middle of winter at this lake up in Northern California. So
They
it's
called you
cold as
Titus
shit.
back then?
Everybody calls me Titus from the time I was
It's
a
a
little
great
kid.
name. Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but everyone just calls me Titus. Chris, I'm not. No offense,
Wait a
bro.
minute.
No
Yeah.
offense. Hey, yo, man, yo. Sorry. Sorry, man. I didn't even. I caught it as I said it, and I apologize.
Everyone calls me Burns.
So here's what so we were sitting in Tim Brunson's dad. He had a boat sitting outside, and we were under this overhang and drinking in this ski boat that we couldn't use. Middle of the night, they send me out. They go, Titus, go find food. So I start breaking into trailers. I start breaking into all these trailers.
Where is this at?
Lake Orville
Okay.
in Northern California, where the
Orville.
dam failed.
Where did you grow up
Lake
at?
Orville, Bay Area. So it was like a 4-hour drive to Lake Orville.
Okay.
So we break into trailers, now. We've been eating the chicken bologna. Obviously, wasn't great, and we spent a little money. And I started having stomach issues. And so while I'm breaking into these people's trailers, in the middle of getting ice cream that had like frost on it and like the shittiest food. Because remember, it's the middle of winter. Everyone cleaned their trailers out.
Mm-hmm.
I shat myself in the middle of the trailer and got
Why
back.
didn't you use their trailer toilet?
Because it was one of those. It was single white motorhomes. I was drunk as hell, and so I climbed out the window, went back to the boat. And
you mean like an RV, not a single wide, right? Like an RV that you pull
yeah,
behind
like,
a.
no, it's single wide. No, these single wide trailers like this. It was like a trailer park next to a lake.
Then they should have a toilet. I grew up in
was
them.
drunk.
Come
I was
on.
drunk. So here's what I got back. Yeah, but here's the thing. Once you're done, it wasn't like I had to go and I had time. It was like, oh no, done. So then I got back to the trailer with what food
I know how it goes.
Thank
dog. I
you
got
for backing me up on that.
He's like, no,
they're all
that-
looking
yeah.
at me like you don't know when you shit.
Yeah,
No, sometimes
my
you
next,
know.
my
You're
next
j-
shit
I'm-
could be in 3 seconds or 3 days.
So
I
what
have no
happens
idea.
is I get
Never.
back. I've got the food that I got. They're all mad at
Okay.
the food, and I go. I have to go do something. And I went by. There was nowhere to go, and so what I did, I didn't want anybody to know. So I went out like 3 trailers away, stripped down, naked. It was raining, by the way, so my shirt was wet, so I used that, and then I took my underwear and.
You
and
just
I
trying to
flew 'em-
distract me with
I
that
flew
little
'em-
note?
I flew them up. I threw them up on top of one of the trailers. It went whoosh, whap. So to this day, at Lake Orville, on one of these trailers, there is a disgusting pair of shitty underwear. Now, that's not all that happened that night. What happened that night was then I got back, and I'm going commando. Scott decides he wants to go steal a boat because there was a marina. So everybody goes, that's a great idea because we're drunk. We get down to the boat. And I decide that I don't want to get busted. So me and two other guys leave. Me and Jim leave. We hear this. We hear, oh damn, just start it. No, do this. Someone's coming. Just start it. There's no other boat. It's the middle of the night on Thanksgiving. No one's on the lake. And they just disappear. They come by us in a boat that they just stole, disappear into the fog, and then the fog carries sound. So we sat on top of a hill and listened to this. We hear, what the fuck happened?
No. They got
There's no gas in it, dipshit. And we hear this whole conversation going on. So we go back to the trailer. We figure they're dead. And about an hour later, Tony shows up with the fucking boat motor on his shoulder. They not only did they steal the boat, they actually stole the boat motor, and put it in the back of John Martinez's car. And the next morning, we took it home, and it sat in someone's shed for about, till I can remember, till we got out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this was Thanksgiving weekend?
Thanksgiving weekend.
And your parents, everyone's parents let you guys go on Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah. Well, I think we were all. No one wanted to do that anymore. We were seniors, man. We were adults now at this point. Come on, let's go. Yeah. In my family, no one gave a shit anyway.
It's interesting to see you tell those two different stories.
Yeah. Why?
Physically, it's
Yeah.
interesting because the first story, the second story, when you told the story, your eyes kind of closed, like you were remembering half of the story, and then the other half, you spoke like you were telling the first story, like physically how you were doing it. That's interesting.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm kind of still embarrassed about shitting myself and throwing the thing.
No, but you didn't. It wasn't necessarily during you shitting yourself in the trailer. It was just how you were trying to remember the story, right, Jessica? I'm not making that up, right?
I was remembering it. Yeah.
And he didn't want to stop on this one at all, like to let us say anything. He's like, I got to get this out.
Because we might
Yeah.
find the underwear one day.
Yeah.
Somebody did. Like, that's my thing. Like, someone was up there one day cleaning that and was like, "Holy shit, what is this?" How
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
this
so,
get it?
yeah,
And
they
that-
do it
that's-
every year.
And that's really
Right?
unexplained. Like, there's just a weird pair of shitty underwear sitting on top of this trailer.
It's like, Karen?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe all this stealing and stuff, but what's interesting too is in both stories, someone was left for dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
We just-
I
that
thought you were
was my-
talking about the last one, that guy that was getting fucked in the ass in the locker room.
He was
no.
definitely left for
He
dead.
might be
was
left for
dead
dead.
on
Yeah. By the way,
that.
you didn't even check on that dude.
Yeah.
I know.
When
Like,
you said the
after
He
fuck,
could
all
still
that-
be there
After
for all I
that
know.
yelling and banging and wrestling, you wouldn't look
Yeah.
around and go, "Hey, are you all right?"
It's none of my business. That's what I was trying to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. Huh.
Isn't it, like
Interesting.
you're an accomplice at one point.
So let me ask you this, Christopher: when you shit in that trailer,
Oh God.
okay, you didn't drag your drunk ass to the bathroom to wipe yourself. I get that you had
didn't
this,
even-
that
I-
you had a stomach
you
thing
gotta
and you have to
understand.
shit when you have to shit.
No, okay, so when I think about it, I was scared to death that I was breaking into people's basically houses. So I was just trying to get in and out. I was going to go to the refrigerator. I was trying to get in and out. I was breaking into people's. I mean, I broke into like 8 trailers that night.
yeah, it's humbling to go, I just shit myself and I'm doing a crime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
By the way,
No.
that's the guy who's off the crew. That
Yeah,
guy's
yeah,
off
yeah,
the crew.
yeah.
He's out. Dude. This guy
By the way,
sucks.
that guy's never in any Scorsese movie ever.
But what a great excuse, though, if you get caught.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just had to go to the bathroom so bad.
Yeah, it's fucking-
Wow, I didn't think about that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, like, dude, this is every time. You're always nervous. You got diarrhea right before we're gonna do this.
That's going in a script I'm writing for a caper. I'm gonna have a
What's it say?
dude. The cop show up, and the guy, and the lead guy goes, "Do it now." He had to poop, man. We had to come in here,
So
man.
when you were in the trailer going to the bathroom, did you go all over your underwear? That's why you had to throw it on.
Yes.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Uh huh. Makes
Were-
me
This is the weirdest
understand why.
interrogation
So when you shit,
Where this is the worst episode of Murder She Wrote I've ever seen.
what did it smell?
Exactly.
I'm not getting into those kind of details, but it's interesting to see you tell those two different stories with your body language. That's very interesting. Yeah. All right.
I'm embarrassed about the second one. First one, someone was trying to kill me. The second one, I'm embarrassed about.
Why are you embarrassed?
It's one of those things.
We've
in
all
life-
pooped ourselves.
Yeah,
We've all-
but I guess
for
you're right.
yourself.
We all.
Yeah.
As an adult, I guess
Yeah.
I'm not but I've never.
Are you more embarrassed
I've
about
never-
shitting
just so you
yourself
know,
in the trailer
those guys-
or breaking and entering?
Those guys didn't know. Both, really. Those
Great
guys
question.
didn't know. They didn't know. It's weird. I was raised kind of like my dad was kind of I never wanted to be my parents, so I was always trying to be really good. And I think I'm more embarrassed about shitting myself. I think we can go with that.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have no brothers and sisters from the same parents. I have a bunch of half sisters
that's
and
me too.
step brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of our DNA matches at all. And, like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised a lot of us haven't gone on killing sprees because they'd never find anybody.
And your parents were divorced at that time?
Yes. Well, my dad was divorced for the 4th time at that point. Yeah.
Okay, so you
My
were.
dad's been married 5 times too. 5 divorces.
Wow. He had 6.
We got a
but
lot
that
in
was
common.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mom crazy. Mom insane. Mom
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, she was in prison a lot.
Mine
She
too.
worked at Denny's though.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Wait, your mom was in prison?
Yeah.
My mom was in prison.
Get out of town,
I am
really?
super not kidding.
My mom visited a few prisons.
She was in and out of mental institution my whole life, and then the last time she wanted to go to a place. She was living in Missouri or something. Was suffering so bad. She's crazy. Mom was mentally ill, hardcore mentally ill, but also had a 185 IQ. So she was
Wow.
crazy and knew it, which is probably really bad for people.
Yeah.
And so she ended up in prison. She actually went to the sheriff's office with a Duraflame log, threw it through his window, and they put her in prison.
Oh.
Wow.
But she did it on purpose. You're trying to get in prison
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point,
They
aren't you?
won't, that won't
Right.
quit burning. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's like a supervillain.
So Sea Salt, who is playing along, says that I'm assuming you're saying that Chris Burns lied about the Korean spa. Please let us know who you think is lying.
That is what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
all
okay.
right.
We need a second story for. All right, because I kind of believe that story. Well, I don't know which one you guys. What'd you decide on how you feel about?
We got
Titus'
one more
stories?
story to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to
Okay.
go because Titus has
Oh,
a
we gotta
spot,
get-
so we
let's
want to
move it
make sure
along.
we get out of here. So Chris Burns, why don't you go to your second
Okay.
story? Even though I have questions for your
I
story.
never
Yeah.
felt so weirdly attacked.
Make it quick.
Okay.
No.
Stay right
No.
there, fucker.
This
love,
one. This is
with
a short
love.
one. This is a short
Okay.
one. Short one about a long thing, but because I'm
dick.
keeping with the motif of relaxation and nudity and
Dicks
sweet
and
dicks,
shit.
sweet dicks. So like I said, I was like, okay, we're done with the spas. I'm just gonna go straight up just to the massage parlor, just one-on-one action. I don't need to interact with a whole lot of people.
Just for the massage, right?
Just for the massage. Well, at least I was hoping for that this time, but my masseuse was hoping for a little something different, apparently.
At the Korean spa.
No, this is that of just a
Just
massage parlor.
massage parlor, yeah.
So me and my friend Adam, we not eat, not this time. That's a whole
There
nother.
goes our spots next week.
Pretty sure he already hates me. Let's do this now.
Why don't you tell him, everybody? So yeah.
You guys, we can hear you. Your microphone is on. Isn't it?
Yes, please turn it off. Thank you.
So Adam had never gone for a massage before, but we had been talking about it a long time, and so one weekend we say, okay, let's hit this. Let's figure out a spot because I was living in West Hollywood at the time, and I usually go to this place off of Glendale Boulevard, and that was a bit of a hike, and so we're like, let's
So you went there.
try to find some place
You went
more
to the
local.
massage parlor.
So we go to the massage parlor.
Why are both of these stories at jack-off places?
And so Adam he's a little bit nervous. I'm like, Doc, it's fine. It's blah blah. And then he's like, oh, well, what if she tries to jerk me off or something like that? I'm like, dude, I mean, if that's what you need, just if I can handle it, whatever. So, and I'm not the rub and tug guy. That's not what I'm really on.
Not with that body, my friend.
No, and I feel like I could do it myself. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why. Didn't Rogan say something like that? Don't. I got it.
That's why I'm an
yeah.
expert.
I've
I'm
been
an
working
expert.
with this equipment a long time. Got it. Don't need any
2
help.
minutes tops. So I'm getting the massage. She's working the head, she's working the shoulders, and then it's flip over time. When they want to do the front. And so I'm like, okay, and then she pats my hip and says, down here, and I go, yeah. You know what I mean? I want this is a full body massage. Let's make it happen. Down there is part of, and I thought
Body.
she meant my legs. And then she looks me in the eyes and goes, 60? And I go, what does that mean? 60? Like an hour? She's like, 60. And it kind of puts the hand motion for cash. And I go, oh, no.
Is this the hand motion for cash?
No.
That's what you did.
In
Kinda what you
West
did.
Hollywood.
I know what you did.
But so I go, no. I didn't realize that was what you meant. No. Just I'm good. So then she seems like dejected a little bit, and then goes for does my thighs and my legs and things like that. Then she comes back up and puts the hand under the towel and goes, 50. And I say, no, we've been over this. I'm good. I don't want it. And she goes, 30? And I go, ma'am.
I mean, that's a deal
At this point, well, now I
that's
feel like
half off.
I feel like you just want to do this at this point. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, you should really be paying
So
me.
you said yes.
No.
Oh.
Such a
he
man.
said, he
that-
said, okay, I'll take 30.
yeah. Give me,
That's what he said.
give me 15 and you can fucking get on this sweet dick. God damn it.
Sweet dick. Is that like Mike and Ike's? That was a candy of my
yeah.
childhood.
It's
It
a
hot
British
tamale-
dessert.
Hot tamales, Mike and Ike's, and sweet dicks.
Yeah, I like
Those
the
are-
dark chocolate ones. Those are good.
You ain't the only one.
Shit, it's got racial.
And so that was the first time and last time I'd ever been like bartered to like jerk me off. It was a really sort of, I don't know if I should have been flattered or off put or what. And then sure enough, we finish up. I didn't get the hand job. We come out and then so I go, Adam, how was your first massage? And he goes, dude, she jacked me off. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Let's get out of here and go home. So that's my little short.
And then he
shorty
said,
story.
I need to borrow 60 bucks.
Let me ask you this: how long was that after the Korean spa incident?
This was years after. This
Years
was like
after.
This was like 2013 probably.
All right. To me,
He even
that-
handled it a grown man. He even like handled it like a grown man. You could see there was actually an age difference in the story.
Yeah,
like how
really?
you acted. How you
Yeah.
acted. Yeah.
I told you
That just kind of seems very suspect to me. That especially after the experience of the Korean spa, that as a
If
grown
that's
ass
true.
man, that you would go to a massage parlor for a legitimate massage. That sounds like horseshit to me.
I mean, again, Jessica can attest. I was at that point. I'd been working the comedy store for 2 years. You got guys like Jason Tebow greeting me with a hand to my dick. It's just like you kind of get over certain things
That's
after
a
a
good
while.
point.
Look, he's greeted me hand to my dick,
I
and
know.
I've never gone to a parlor, massage parlor. When I'm home, I don't want to run errands or have to figure out a meal plan, especially because I have kids. That's why Blue Apron is a great solution. Their chef-designed recipes are easy to follow and give you a balanced, delicious meal. Blue Apron is a quick and easy way to make high-quality meals that everyone can enjoy. Use promo code LIARS to get $30 off your first order. Blue Apron, take back dinner. Why don't we have you recap the stories real quick? We'll do Christopher's first because he's got to get, and then we'll take a quick vote. So why don't you recap,
All right,
please?
quick recaps. Christopher doesn't do drugs because of this incident. When he was living in San Francisco, he's got a British annoying fucking neighbor. Julianne, right? You're getting back from the San Francisco comedy competition where he didn't compete. He watched Sinbad win, and when he gets back, he decides to have some drinks with the people that are hanging out at the house. You have
What
the
year
drink.
was this? I'm
No,
sorry.
I had one drink, and whatever it was, I think Julianne was mad because we had arguments a lot. Okay, this was man, whatever that year Sinbad won. Whatever year Sinbad won, I was living in Page and Divisadero.
Anyway,
Lower
you drank the drink and woke up the next morning naked, wrapped in a rug, no abrasions, up to here.
Squeaky clean.
Rob's trying to pick you
Smelling
up and
fresh.
take you out somewhere because they thought you were dead and you're squeaky clean. They bathed you. They washed your hair, Pantene
Yes.
and all.
Yeah.
And that's the first story. Second
Getting-
story, your senior year, you're with friends drinking beer at the lake and eating chicken bologna. You're out of chicken bologna like 5 minutes later, so they decide you guys are going to go pillage other trailers to get some food. It's the middle of winter. All the food's old. You have some stomach problems. You shit yourself.
In the middle of the living room in the trailer
Yeah.
or the kitchen.
Tosses the undies on the roof.
And you do you do escape. I'm burglarizing something, and I shit myself. I was not like I'm just gonna go use the bathroom. I wanted to get the hell out.
Yeah. So later, what? Scott. I feel you, man. So later, Scott, right? Scott decides you guys want to steal a boat. So they go out and they steal a boat. The other two,
Yep.
they come back by. You see them go off into the fog. You hear the boat die. They come back with the outboard engine
Yep.
removed from the boat. I don't know what their intention was, but now it lives in a shed.
They took it home, and it just stayed in Scott's back shed.
Do you remember what kind of rug that you were rolled up into? What
It was
type?
the gray. It was from Rob's room. Rob's bedroom was in like.
Oh,
so
now
I-
it's Rob's bedroom's
Well, no,
rug
where the
that
rug
you.
came from.
Okay.
He had like the open area that was the living room, so they
Uh-huh.
had rented that. That was his bedroom, and he
Okay.
put up a screen. So he had a rug that was next to his bed, and which is right next to the area, the outlet, where the fucking all the rooms met. And he took his rug and wrapped me up in his rug.
You know, I was kind of leaning towards, you know how I was like, we were like, why didn't you just use the bathroom in the trailer? that almost leads you to believe that maybe that story is true. Maybe because he didn't think about, because when you're trying to come up with a lie, you're going to think about, well, they'll think this, they'll think that. If it's true, you're just like, I'm just going to go with it.
So which
it's
one
true.
do you think is a lie?
It's really rough, but I'm leaning towards the lie being the rug.
Yeah, it's interesting because the second one, you were rubbing your face and squinting your eyes at the beginning of that story, and
The second
I think he was
one-
hamming it up or
yeah.
baloneying it up on the second one.
It'd be confusing if the second. The reason I think the second one is true.
You guys have all become forensic scientists.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Which is
yes,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm the worst at this fucking game. No, the reason the second one seems true is because it wouldn't have had this weird 2-part leg, like this weird bend to it with a second part that isn't really as funny as the first part. Like, now the engine's in a shed and it didn't get fixed. It's like it would have
Yeah,
been.
but then that could be
these
true.
Are supposed to be funny.
That could be.
That's
No,
not.
but I'm saying if he made that up and he brought this story as a prepared lie, I don't think it would end like that. It's
Right.
such a strange landing way to land the plane.
What
about-
The crux of the story would have been shitting. It didn't really matter. The
Right.
shitting.
Does anybody? What are the
Well, both of them
consensus
sound
online about all this? Have you looked at that or no?
We have looked at that, and it's only a few comments, and everybody thinks that everybody's lying at all times. I think so.
Yeah, there's that.
That's the way of the world.
There's a lot,
Yeah,
there's
right.
a lot of he's lying.
What do you
That's an
think,
LA.
Mike?
That's an LA reaction.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Hey,
Mike
it's full of
Schmidt?
shit.
Everybody.
Do I get to weigh in?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course you can.
Okay.
Is the camera on you?
I didn't do my hair. Okay. Okay, the camera's on me, and now I get to accuse people.
Yes, please.
Okay, please.
So in the second story, he shit his pants. A lot of people try to trick us by saying they shit their pants so that we just take that bait and we
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
It
it.
is a go-to. We
But-
should, we should
but
think about how often it's true
I've
now.
been friends with a lot of juvenile delinquents, and that is how you burglarize shit.
It's true.
Like, you hit one place, and then you're like, fuck it, let's do 6 cottages. Yeah, that is how it goes down.
Yeah.
So I believe that he's probably fibbing about
Right.
the carpet, or his friends did all those burglaries,
But it does make it.
and he was still there at the party, so that's close enough.
Yes,
If
'cause
it's
still
if
shit
it's
is
like
Because-
a vacation place,
Yeah.
that makes a big difference. Because like
Yeah.
when my dad choked me and I had to run out of the trailer, and
No time for your trauma.
everybody was
Okay, this is a
Everybody
happy
was-
I
show,
hope you do a
Jessica.
bit about that.
Jessica,
That's
this is a
hilarious.
happy show. When I started talking, I
everybody was-
wasn't like, remember how I used to have.
shut up,
You
shut
guys,
up.
hold on, it's an awesome story.
After I was trying to get help and nobody was in those trailers, like nobody. So I could see him being able to hit 8. That might seem outlandish, but
No,
I
no,
could
no.
totally see him being able to get into 8 of them and nobody be there.
Word.
Well, here's my question. Not that I've shit myself a lot during my lifetime, but it's a bigger.
I haven't shit myself a lot.
Quit drinking.
How much is a lot?
Exactly. That's a valid question.
But when you say you just like very like casual, like, and then I threw my underwear up on the top of the trailer, and the underwear is still probably there.
They're not there.
Did I
Wind,
say it like an old
storm.
English like
An aristocrat.
But here's the
My
thing.
drawers.
Still up on top of the trailer because you don't leave your underwear around. You get rid of it.
But when you
The
take
evidence-
your underwear off, how do you get your pants off over your fucking shoes and then your underwear?
and it was raining.
and it was raining.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe
it
him
was
because
made-
I've shit myself at camp before.
That's
Just
what
kidding.
it felt like, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
we should
Yeah,
take a quick
when you
vote.
gotta hide some pants, you gotta hide some pants.
All right, we're taking a vote. What do you think, Chris Burns? Which story of Chris
Ooh.
Titus do you think is the lie?
Titus.
I'm
It's tough, right?
I'm gonna go with the second one being a lie.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm leaning that way too.
I'm going first lie.
You think the first one's a lie about
Same, yeah, I'm
being
going first, last, second.
Carpet
Yeah.
burn, a lie.
all
Carpet
right?
burn lie.
And what do you think, Mike
He
Schmidt?
said carpet, burn, lie. Yeah.
Which story is the lie?
The carpet burned 3-2.
I'm
3-2.
I'm
3-2. And what a shitty liar. That's why I can't make up comedy. That's why I have to tell real stories about my
What
life.
was
'cause I'm
the
a
whole
shitty
like,
liar.
oh, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Thanksgiving
I'm actually
weekend,
pulling
and
eyebrows out while I'm
oh,
telling
and
one
oh,
story.
And you were
and
all
then
doing this. It's like, what the fuck was
Felicia's been with so many dickhead men. She's like, your fucking behavior's weird on that shit. like
what's up with that?
I'm pulling a tooth out during one story.
I'm telling you, he was hamming it up so that we would think it was a lie.
Yeah.
He
Is
was.
there any part of that second story which was a lie that was true?
The second story?
The first story.
I mean, the first story. Is there any part of the first story that was
yeah,
true?
Julianne and Rob, and Julianne was one of the worst people. To this day, my wife laughs because I was 19 or 20 at that time, and if someone's named Julianne, I'm like, oh, I remember that bitch. Like,
Yeah.
I still
Okay.
hate her.
All right. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to Chris Titus. Thank you so much because we know
I
you
got
have.
that at 9:45. I'm not.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to hear this. No, I want to hear this.
Okay, I just
I
wanted
don't
to.
want to hear if the bang in the
be
locker
cool
bang.
to
Which
you.
dick
Let's-
is real?
Let's figure out which health facility Chris is looking
edge
at
of my
dicks.
balls right now.
Yeah. No pun intended, but you get wrapped up in it.
Hey.
All right, we're gonna have Michael here do the recap quickly.
By the way, Michael Joseph says Chris Titus is the original Bill Burr. And also,
Yes,
that same guy said, I came for Austin.
Hilarious.
That's comment of the year. Are you shitting
You
me?
came for
Do not let him hear that.
I know.
I'm gonna
Oh my
pin that
God.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, Chris Burns. This is downtown LA at a Korean spa. It's sort of an unspoken rule that you're supposed to be naked in the steam room shower area. Long story short, you're not super comfortable with nude old men. You come around the corner out of the shower after taking a while to wash your taint because it's the wettest part of the body easily. And you come around the corner, you see basically just one old man gluing down another old man.
Oh yeah.
What a nice description of
Gluing down. I like that.
See another man gluing down.
Yeah. He
Glued.
had a big
I
from
want to be
Brokeback
glued
Mountain.
down so bad.
cracked open, cleaned out. Okay.
Well, maybe not that, but that
Made
too.
up new shit.
You're like a Roget's thesaurus of butt sex.
That's a T-shirt right there.
Gluing down another one. Awesome.
Schmidt,
Okay.
that was great. Second story is similar to the first one. You're going to a massage place. Well, it's later in life. You're with your friend Adam. He's never been to a massage place before. You're doing the massage. Flip time comes, and basically she pats your legs to $60, and then you go, no. You decline again at $50. She gets you all the way down to $30. She should be paying you to jerk you off. Now you ultimately decline. You get out. Adam got the hand job.
He did.
And I think that's the whole thing.
How long had you been in LA for the Korean spa? How long had you been here, like living?
I've been here like my whole life, except for college when I was in Atlanta.
But how long? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then the instance where you went to the massage parlor was how many years after the Korean spa?
That was 2 years into the Comedy Store, so that was like 2000, like I said, 13, I think.
Yeah.
Because Chris Titus was right. That he just told the story like he handled it more grown up.
Well,
It definitely felt real that way.
yeah, I mean, us Negroes, okay, we don't talk about the sexuality that much when you're younger.
It's true, we don't.
You don't get exposed to a whole lot of things. You know what I mean? You have a lot of hang-ups and stuff like that. There's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
but us
I had
white
to get
people, we're
over.
just crazy. We're just fucking.
I mean, yeah,
people
you
in
guys are
trailers
rolling
and on
up
the street.
people
We
in
just-
rugs and
We'll
throwing
do
your
that.
drawers on top of
We just-
trailers. It's a whole thing.
Whitey B. Cray,
Yeah.
if I may say.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Mike Vargas is listening. He's a very
great.
one of the
I
coolest
love
guys
Mike.
on the planet, and he
Mike,
says old.
Chris Old Balls Burns' first story is true. Thinks that first one.
I
is
don't
true.
think that the first one's true
Wait, the first
because
one
I
is
don't.
all the
If
double
he's
sex
lived here
bomb.
his entire life, he's not that hung up on naked bodies.
Oh, south of the 10
I don't know,
freeway,
man. I
baby.
don't know if just being
Did
here
you
means
play
you're all
s-
comfortable
Don't-
with gay
I
sex.
do not understand. There's so many
It's the
levels to
first
that
part,
first
man.
story where it's not just look. I get okay. So two guys in the shower going at it. You just kind of like you walk by, but there's a guy going shut up, shut up, shut up. Another guy being really quiet. At one point, is it a rape? You know, I don't think any of it.
Yeah.
And then he said he was creeping down the alley. Like that's what I would be. I wouldn't be like slap, 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 guys. I think it's possible.
No, and also it's not just that it's a gay sex experience, and because he's here and comfortable with gay people.
Yeah,
he
just
shouldn't
because
say it was a
you-
regular sex experience or a lesbian sex, I would have reacted that way no matter who I
It'd have
walked in
been
on.
weirder if it was
Yeah, you'd be like,
heterosexual
oh my
sex. How
God,
did
there's-
she get in
There's
here?
people fucking.
There
back
are
there.
rules.
Yeah, just because you two are okay with two people banging hard in a locker room doesn't mean everybody's okay with
What?
it.
So two guys are banging in the corner, and
Yeah.
you just turn and walk
That
away?
never happened during
Excuse
track
me.
practice.
I gotta get
ever.
my phone.
But let me ask you a quick question. Then I'm going to throw it to Mike Schmidt real quick. You weren't attracted to that at all, like when because I'm going to be totally honest. Like
Yeah.
I saw on TV that someone had filmed. I don't know if I mentioned this the other day, but someone had filmed like in Silver Lake somewhere, but where all the hospitals are in Sunset.
Yeah,
east.
where I live.
Yes, yeah, but going further east there, some crazy guy was naked, hiding behind like building scaffolding and jerking off. Right?
Yeah, that sounds like my hood.
Yeah. Okay. And for a second, he was so into it. It was kind of like, whoa, he's really into it like that, where it was like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean you're just aroused by the
Yeah,
because there's
Yeah.
something sexual happening.
Yeah, it's not that you're into what he's doing and you think it's kind of gross, but it's an animal instinct.
Yeah.
Were you attracted to that at all?
No, it was, again, it was more of a, you're just not you don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? And like I said, my initial thought was he's alone. And then when it was confirmed that it wasn't, it was like, oh shit, like I need to get out of, you know what I mean?
Did you play sports as a kid?
I did.
So you probably showered in high school and stuff.
It didn't work like that at high school.
Wait, so you thought he was screwing a locker at one for that? Because
I thought,
because I'd have been relieved. Oh, there's a dude there. Thank God.
well, that's what I'm saying. I thought I was witnessing
like just banging a
This
locker.
guy was crazy.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of wild shit in LA, especially from mentally, I guess, unstable people.
Well, I have to say I'm really terrible at my own game. But I think the first story is true, and I think the second story is a big fat fucking lie.
I think the first story is true also.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Mike Schmidt?
I think that the first story is a lie.
Yes,
because
thank you.
because you should know that people like to party in Southern California. They like to fuck, and also I think that the second story is true because it's technically a compliment because he's saying publicly he didn't pay a woman to jack him off.
It's a humble brag.
It's a humble brag,
He's
and
like,
I invoke the Jessica Wellington humble brag rule.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Out.
Isn't it
Pressed out.
Isn't it frightening that Mike Schmidt is our boss?
I'm on Mike's boat.
What do you? Oh, you're with us then.
So you think the second story is true?
Hold on, I'm jealous of that vote. What should we
Second
do?
story is true, and then the first story is a lie.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
great details, but I think it's horseshit.
But I'm also horrible at this.
I just think
Ask my ex-wife.
I think in 2013 you said that this was happening with the massage parlor. I just think at 2013 that you would go to like a massage parlor.
I bet the truth is that he did it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
That I did what?
We
Yeah,
all
you
know
got the
he did
$60
it.
tug or
All
the
right,
$30.
30.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Come
I
on.
said, so
Let's go.
What I'm saying the first story is true. What and you're saying the second story is true, and you're saying the second story is true. Everyone else is saying the second story is true. Which story is the lie?
Well, the first story is a lie.
Wait. Well, fuck!
Victory!
Suck at this
Here's
game.
why.
I suck.
And it's not a humble brag when it's just the facts. Okay.
Yeah, the difference in the stories was the first story had way too many details, and the setup was so mind-numbingly long.
Yes.
Right.
He
that's
was
what I'm
searching
saying.
for it. I thought he was searching for it. The second story, he knew what happened, when it happened, and how it happened. I am good at this. No, I'm not. Ask my ex-wife. Again, two other guys and forged $260,000.
Thank you for joining us very much, Christopher
This
Titus.
was awesome. Thanks,
Please
Chris.
follow
Yeah.
Christopher
You
Titus.
guys
Look
are
for his new special. Where's your special coming out on?
The Amerigeddon. If you're a Trump supporter, don't watch it. It's on Amazon Prime right now. And then Stories I Shouldn't Tell. I'm touring with for about 8 months, so we're gonna film it. Yeah, I'm
Can
about
I
6 months in.
be a cheese ball and give you my pen?
Yay! Thank you, kid. Guys, thanks for having me. By the way, this was fun and funny. Thank
Yeah.
you so
Thank
much.
you for
guys.
you,
guys
Titus.
made
Thank
me
you
laugh.
so very
Thanks,
much.
guys.
man.
Have a
Thanks.
wonderful,
I'll
wonderful
Off to warm my
evening.
wares.
Okay. And Chris Burns, where can people find you?
They can find me at various massage parlors in West Hollywood. No, you can find me at Chris_please on all the social things, and at Store Horsemen for all this stuff Store Horsemen related.
He's wearing the shirt.
I am
Yep.
wearing the
Yes,
shirt.
congratulations on having swag after so soon the podcast coming to light.
Oh,
By the
thank you.
way, I know it's amazing. And thank you, Chris.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful evening. Thank
Take
you
care.
so very much.
That was great.
And anywhere else that you want to plug? You got a Twitter or anything else like that?
That's all everywhere he said.
All
it's
of it,
the
yeah,
same.
it's the same username all over the place.
Okay, great. And what about you, Michael Evans?
High Five Michael on Instagram. And well, actually, I was gonna say I got a weird text from late night at the Improv. I was gonna plug the Improv tonight. It's
Yeah,
canceled,
yeah.
and I'm not sure why. But it was like there was some trigger words. Like I think somebody made like a weird threat to the club. I think.
Oh,
I think they had to
really?
cancel shows on the fly.
Damn.
Oh wow,
my.
on a Friday. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
I shouldn't. I mean, we're live. I shouldn't put some weird shit out there, but yeah.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, Comedy Store 26th, Ice House 27th. I'm staying here for the holidays to do comedy instead, so come out to the fucking shows for us.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, we do have those shows on the 26th. On the 27th, I am going to be here on Tammy Jo Deeran's show called Bitch on the 28th. And please follow us on our own YouTube page. We do stream live here at the Comedy Store's YouTube on Mondays at 4:30ish and on most Fridays at 8:30ish. And I just want to say thank you very much if you've been listening or if you've been playing along live. Thank you, Michael Vargas, for watching tonight. Thank you, Sea Salt, for all your comments. And I would like to say that, we've been going through the statistics, and for the people that are listening, thank you so much from the countries like Sweden, Australia, Finland,
Saudi Arabia.
We have one
yeah.
listener in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Marhaba.
amazing. That's amazing. And we just want to say thank you so much for following us. Please do us a big favor. If you are interested in a meal delivery service, not you, Saudi Arabia, you can go to Blue Apron and put that. I'm assuming
They've been having all these YouTube commercials, and it's like Saudi, like come to Saudi for vacation.
Come to Jeddah. Yeah.
No, it's
Pick my dinner.
I really love that people are playing along, and thank you for everyone listening on Spotify and all the people that are listening out there in podcast land. We do appreciate you guys, and please follow us on our own Twitter handle, which is.
You can follow me at Jess Wellington2 on everything.
You can follow me at Felicia Michaels, and what is our Liars Club Twitter handle?
At the Liars Club 1.
Yeah, that looked and sounded super professional.
Sounds like you were lying.
All right, there you go.
All right, and you know what, guys? You know my party here. You have been lied to.
Jesus, Jessica.
I'm not telling that one.
Disney believe Will the real